Right off the top of this video here about Neuro-Thrive supplements. If you're looking up Neuro-Thrive reviews and complaints, Neuro-Thrive for memory loss, Alzheimer's disease, dementia, whatever it may be, my video is going to be able to help you out, I think, because I saw this going around online. And hit the like button, by the way, as my dog drinks water behind me. Very helpful that he's doing that right here at the beginning of the video. You hear slurp, slurp, slurp. It claims it's a Japanese memory bean on this neurothrive.org website. Hitting like, by the way, I was on that, right? Hit like down below, the thumbs up button, that will tell Google and YouTube my video has value and credibility, and then other people might be able to find my video and avoid what looks like it has a few different tactics that are resembling some potential scams I've seen in the past. So this sort of a product out there on neurothrive.org, I took a few notes I want to talk through. It claims, eat this Japanese memory bean to erase senior moments and regain a sharp mind in 7 seconds a day. Dog is now shaking. It's very important he shakes. And it has a video and it has like a transcript, and the transcript, maybe the video too, the transcript has a stock photo of a doctor, which is not great. That's not something I want to see. But here's what I'm seeing with this. This video begins talking about how there's an Okinawa, in Okinawa, Japan, there are low memory loss rates. And they highlight that. This guy named Chris, he calls himself Chris Wilson, highlights that in the video. And he says he's from Florida, and then he has something to do with something called Neuro Balance Therapy and a YouTube channel called Critical Bench. And he calls himself he doesn't call himself a medical doctor or something like that. He says he's a certified brain health trainer. He's the person who opens the video at the very least. So I'm mentioning that. If you're looking up Neuro-Thrive reviews and complaints, I've got what you need. Keep listening. This Chris Wilson person calls it a bizarre breakfast that wipes years off of your brain's age, and it helps to recapture razor sharp memory and mind in only 7 seconds a day, and that 1 in 10 of Americans suffers from dementia. Why do people in America deal with dementia, but Okinawan residents don't? I paraphrase that. He didn't say that directly, but he mentions dementia at least twice at the beginning of the video. And so he did the Okinawa thing, talking about memory loss and how there's something they do, supposedly, he's going to reveal that. Mentions dementia rates in America, compares it to Okinawa and Japan, and he says there's a new memory boosting discovery. And then talks about Harvard and the Journal of Nutrition, which have nothing to do with this. I'm not saying he said they did, but he mentioned them, and some people might think, oh, Harvard has something to do with this. They don't. Says something about a potent Okinawan memory bean. And that's what the buzzword key phrase thing is, that there is some sort of Okinawan memory bean recipe, perhaps, that he's going to reveal to you, when in reality, this ends up being a bottle of pills, which I hope is not that big of a surprise. And with that, the video probably lasts for 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. It's Neuro-Thrive. It claims that it has something to do with Critical Nutrition Labs as a parent company, and it helps support cognitive function. The point of me making this video, first off, my name is Jordan Lyles. I am a senior reporter for Snopes.com, the fact-checking website. And this is my personal YouTube channel you're watching right now. I work days there and nights and weekends. I'm here on my personal YouTube channel to try to help people with different things they see online that might have scam tactics behind them, medicinal products especially, with scammy marketing, potentially scammy marketing. And with this, I'm seeing all this stuff about, hey, America dementia rates, there's an Okinawan memory bean. And then they offer you, of course, the end of the video, there's no Okinawan memory bean. There's a product, a bottle of pills called Neuro-Thrive. And so you could say, and it would be pretty obvious, it's not like we have to be careful with this, it's almost like they're saying that you take our product, you can reverse dementia. I'm not saying that's what they're saying, but they mention dementia rates. They talk about how there's a new memory boosting discovery. They call it an Okinawan memory bean. And by the end of the video, it's something called Neuro-Thrive. And so one would not have to take a giant leap to think that that is what they're trying to make you think, whether or not they say it directly. They claim it, and Chris Wilson is they, at some point in the video says, this isn't a fantasy or science fiction. And it kind of is if you're claiming that your product is going to help reverse dementia and Alzheimer's disease. You know, whatever that's doing there in the video, I don't know. It says, or he says, 32,477 people have already tried this Okinawan breakthrough. Okay, where's the attribution for that? There are fake testimonials, people acting like, this product did so much good for me. Thank you so much. Like, it sounds like they're reading off a script. You won't find this info in the mainstream media, Chris Wilson claims. And, that's something that people who don't trust mainstream media and like far-leaning political stuff will be like, yeah, mainstream media, like they're going after that. Don't let that influence you. They mention, Chris Wilson at a certain point mentions dementia yet again in the video. And that's after mentioning that there's a brain-boosting discovery in an Okinawan memory bean. So dementia comes up at least 3 times early in the video. Not great, because again, this product is not going to be able to help you reverse dementia or reverse Alzheimer's disease. Mentions Harvard Medical School yet again, and then introduces himself, and the video keeps going after that. And so, this does not have a whole lot of trust signals behind it. I did contact the company, and I contacted them a number of days ago. In fact, it was more than a month ago. I contacted them back in December, and I said this. I said that, in the video, Chris Wilson mentions the rates of dementia in the US versus Okinawa. Moments later, Wilson claims seniors experiencing memory issues will be able to consume the alleged Japanese memory bean or Okinawan memory bean, and then erase common memory problems so they can live a better life. Have credible medical professionals, people not affiliated with your company, investigated your product and found these results? Did not receive an answer. Second question. Which of these ingredients on the label corresponds to the Japanese memory bean? And I linked them to their product label. And they did not answer that either, of course. And then the third question. In the Neuro-Thrive.org website's video, Wilson called it a new memory boosting discovery. Can you cite a source regarding the discovery as well as credible information about what it supposedly can do for a person's memory? Fourth question. From which company do you source your Okinawan memory bean? It's kind of a question that's like, I don't really see you as sourcing one, but let me know if you do. And the fifth and final question, in what country is Neuro-Thrive bottled? What's the mailing address? No answers to any of this stuff. I wish I'd gotten some answers to help people out there because I know some people want more information. So that's, I hope, a little bit of an educational lesson to you on what's going on with this and provide some context and some data on what this Neuro-Thrive thing is from Critical Nutrition Labs. I am not calling this product a scam. I am including the word scam in reference to some of the marketing about how they claim it's going to be a Japanese or rather Okinawan memory bean recipe perhaps. And then it ends up being a bottle of pills. How they mention, how they feature a doctor that is a stock photo doctor on the text transcript of the video, which is not very reassuring. And how dementia is mentioned multiple times, but not directly saying it's going to be able to reverse dementia, but kind of in a way making it come across that that is what the promise is, whether it's being specifically spoken or not, and other stuff. This is something where I want you to go see a doctor. I don't want you to necessarily go and purchase a product with miracle promises, whether it's directly being said or not. I want you to go and see a doctor. And even if you're like, well, I don't like my doctors and big pharma are scams. Okay, ask a friend, ask a family member. Hey, do you like your doctor? Who are they? Okay, I'm going to go make an appointment with them. That's a much better idea than falling for something online and buying something that's going to cost you a lot of money and isn't going to be able to do something like reversing dementia, which is kind of what the beginning of the video somewhat says without directly saying it. And I hope that my videos helped out here because that's the point of me making the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. There's also a join button down below. Join is big, so please hit the join button. There's a thanks button. It's the thanks button is to the right. It's the heart-shaped symbol. To the right are the thumbs up and thumbs down buttons. If you want to tap that, that'd be great. But the like button is my number one button. The second button that I would have you select is join if you want to help my efforts with what I do. That's all that I got. I'm out of breath. I didn't really do many cuts with this video. I just talked at length, and I hope that I educated you with what I had to say about Neuro-Thrive reviews and complaints. If you're looking up Neuro-Thrive reviews and complaints, if you're looking up whether the product is available on Walmart.com, Amazon.com, those are just third-party listings. You're not going to find on Walmart in a Walmart store in your town. If you're looking up information about whether it's a scam or legit, if you want to know Neuro-Thrive for dementia, Neuro-Thrive Chris Wilson, Neuro-Thrive Critical Nutrition Labs, Neuro-Thrive phone number, any of that stuff. I hope that I've been able to be a little bit helpful here. And again, the website where I kind of saw this on was neuro-thrive.org. I'm sorry, neurothrive.org. The product is neuro-thrive. It's a little confusing. Thank you so much for watching.